Hey, what's up? This is Harshvardhan and welcome to another fantabulous tutorial. Today we'll be learning how to create this magical tree photo manipulation in Photoshop. So let's get started. So today we'll be using these three images and we'll combine all these three images together to create our magical tree photo manipulation. So let's get started. First thing first, I have already created a new document and the width is 820 by 1280 72 pixels per inch. Press OK. I've already created. Background doesn't matter at this moment, but I would recommend that you make it black. If it is not already black, and you can press Alt and backspace if your black color is your default color over here, and if it is not, press D and it will turn to a default color. But if your background is not coming as black color, not filled with the black color, then you can always press Control or Command backspace. Okay, so let's take this image first, drag it down, maybe around here. All right, we don't want this part of this image to be visible because here our sky would be. So what we can do, we can use layer mask from here. You can see this little icon. This creates a layer mask. Just click it and it will create a layer mask. All right, then you can either use this rectangle marquee selection tool and just click and drag wherever you want around here, and sorry, okay, and you can fill it with the black color to hide it from the visibility. All right, like this. Now we have only this part of the image. Press Ctrl D or Command D to hide the selection. Now you can take the soft edge brush and opacity to 100% and start painting with black color to smooth out the edge little bit further. Okay, like this. All right, now our path is ready. Now take the sky, bring it down, and again we don't want this to be visible on the path itself. So what will we can do, we can again create a layer mask and then again do the same thing, but our easiest way would be just press Control or Command and just click this layer mask which is already created, but I think it will not work. So I will create another layer mask. Okay, and again marquee selection tool, and it must be around here. Fill it with the black color. Control backspace or Alt backspace and take the hide the selection by pressing Control D or Command D. Take the soft edge brush, alright, and start painting on this edge to make it smoother so that it blends together. Now other way which can be used to blend these background together can be the use of gradient tool here, where you can take the black to white layer, black to white gradients, press OK, and you can just click and drag. But it has done it other way around, so just make sure that this reverse is unchecked. Okay, so you can uncheck it and Control or Command Z to undo that, and again click and drag. Sorry, let me take it this way. What's wrong? Okay, you can always press Control I to reverse it. Oh, sorry, that's the problem. This is here we have selected the radial gradient, whereas we want the linear gradient. So select this linear gradient. Okay, and now yes, we can have it. Oh, all right, hide it a little bit further around here, and you can always fine tune it using the brush tool and start painting at the area wherever you don't want the sky to be visible. And now I think it's blended perfectly. You can try different opacity by pressing 1 on your keyboard, then it will turn 10, 2 it will turn to 20, and start painting over it. Alright, so our background is ready. Now we want the tree to be placed here. So this is the tree which I've already extracted from the background. Let's increase the height of it. Let's place it around here. Okay, click OK. And now you can see that it is not perfectly blended with our background. So what we can do, we can change the layer mode. Alright, if we change it to the multiply, it will blend with the background perfectly. Now you can see it is blended together perfectly, and whatever the selection there was whatever the problem with the selection, that is gone now. Okay, if you see. Alright, now we need to give it a final color grading. So how we do that? So first thing first, let's create, there are different ways to giving a color grading to a particular image. You can try different method. So first thing first, let's try using with the levels adjustment layer. Just click this level adjustment layer and select the blue color because we want to this scene to be of night. So we'll add lots of blue into the image. If you drag this middle slider, you can see here, if you drag this one to this side, left side, it will add more blue. Okay, and if you drag it to this side, it will take away the blue from the image. And this is our highlight. We want lots of blue highlight, so we'll drag it to the left side, maybe around here. We can now give some darkness to this image by using the RGB mode from here, and let's darken it a bit. Alright, again create a new layer. Similarly, let's darken it, but make sure you don't overdo it because that way it would look ugly. Alright, so let's create a new brightness and contrast layer, adjustment layer, and decrease the brightness of this. Okay, maybe around here. Increase the contrast so that it looks like that it was actually a night, not the day. Alright, around here. Alright, now let's add some blue color over here because it is too bright. So what we can do, we can create a curves layer. Okay, select the blue color and increase it further. Okay, just we have to focus on this area. We can always hide this part because that is going way too blue. So we'll hide that using layer mask. Okay, take the RGB color and drag it down around here. Okay, and yes, that way it would look darker. So but we don't want this effect to be applied over here. So what we can do, we can take the brush, soft as brush, opacity to 100, and just start painting with the black color. So that would hide this from our sky. Okay, but if you want still a little bit, you can always lower the opacity, change the color to white, and you can start painting. Alright, okay, so it's this one is done. Now uh, we need to brighten the sky a little bit so that we can see from the background, because this tree is totally merged into the sky and it's not quite visible. So what we can do, we can come over here on the this sky layer and create a blank layer over it and change the color mode to soft light. Select the lighter blue color, sorry, pressing Alt or Option if you are using Mac, and take this color. Alright, and increase the opacity to 20, anything, and increase this, take the lighter color, more lighter color, and start painting on this side. This way it will look brighter. Okay, and our tree would be visible, more visible, rather than getting merged into this background. Alright, so our image is almost ready. Now we need to add lots of star as we have seen in the final image. So in order to do that, you can take the star brush if you already have it, but if you don't have, let me tell you how to create that. Let me first purge all this, because using this purge all will remove everything from your memory, and then Photoshop will perform very well. But there is one con of this, that you cannot undo anything, because whatever have been done, it's there. Alright, so let's create a new layer. It could be any size. Let's take default Photoshop size, press OK. Hmm. And take one brush. Let's increase the height hardness a little bit. Okay, opacity to 100%. Make it smaller. By left bracket you can decrease the size, and by right bracket you can increase the size. Okay, take the black color, press D on your keyboard to turn it into a default color, select the black color, and start painting everywhere. That should be the random one. Okay, because that would make our star. Alright, you can do anything. Right, now you can go to the edit, define brush preset, and press OK. Alright, see, now our brush is created, but we need to further modify it. How we can do that, let me show you. Go to the brush options which are here. If it is not here, go to the window and check the brush and brush presets. If you check the brush, it will show up over here. Alright, maybe you can arrange, go to here and then do that. My system is little slow. Okay, so increase spacing a little bit. Okay, but not that too much. Click shape dynamics, increase the size jitter, minimum diameter, change the angle around here, roundness, jitter, scattering, click both axes, because that way it will spread to both sides. You can increase the counts. You can see the preview over here. Okay, and count jitter, dual brush, or you can then select the transfer. What it does, it makes something transparent. Few of the image is transparent. Alright, and now if we'll start using it on this, then we'll have this kind of effect. Okay, so our brush is ready. You can save it, new brush, call it star or dust, press OK. Now close it, we don't need it any longer. Now come here, select the white color, create a new layer and start painting over here. If you feel that it is density is way too much, then you can do that. You can go to scattering and you can always decrease the counts. Okay, alright, start painting over it randomly, and you can change the blending mode to soft light. That way it will be merged with it, and you can try overlay also. You can press down arrow key on your keyboard and it will change the layer mode to different styles, and you can check which works best in this case. But I think that soft light works very well. Alright, that way we don't have it's way too much. Then we can, what we can do, press Ctrl J to copy it and come to this below layer, original layer. Now we can, oh sorry, we can convert into a smart object. Come to filter, blur gallery, Gaussian blur, and that way we can create the lights or somewhat shine or glow in the stars. Okay, you can check the preview over here and it will show up. Okay, press OK, and if you're not happy with this one, you can turn down the opacity and see for yourself which works best for you. Okay, so you can always name them star, star copy, star glow. Okay, now let's create some vignette effect. So how to do a vignette effect? Again, using levels, adjustment layer, click it and drag it to this side, and this one mid-tone also, right? Take it here. Don't worry, but if it is affecting the entire image, don't worry. We can always use this a layer mask. So how we gonna use that? Take the layer, this gradient tool by pressing G. You can also access that, and take this time black and white. All right, and select this radial, this radial gradient, and just click in the middle and drag. Alright, but it has reversed the effect, so we don't want that. In order to do that, click this reverse option over here. Alright, and just click and drag, click and drag. Okay, you can always fine tune it with the soft edge brush. Select soft edge brush, make the opacity to around 20% and slowly start bending over wherever you don't want this effect, using the black color wherever you don't want this effect to be visible. Alright, now let's further color grade it. How we can do that? By using this selective color option from this site. Okay, choose the blue color and play with the cyan color, all these different options over here: cyan, magenta, yellow, black. Let's add a little bit cyan from here. Let's make it a little bit uh, magentic or purplish. You can do that. Increase the magenta if you want. Yellow. Okay, and darkness or lightness of this. Alright, then we can change the red color, because somewhat red color is visible. It is, though you might not able to see the exact effect, but you can always see that once it is done. Yellow color, if it has some yellow color. I don't think it has any yellow color. Magenta, let's do it. Yes, it has the magenta color. Yellow, black. Okay, one thing which I forgot is blending the tree with the background. So what we can do, come over to this tree layer, create a layer mask, zoom it, take the softest brush, opacity to 100%, decrease the size of the brush, take the black color and start painting on the trunk of the tree or the roots of the tree, so that it appears that it is actually been grown over here. Okay, press 0 and our final image is ready. And if you want, you can further make adjustment using this color balance tool, color balance adjustment layer, where we have all the different options. If you could see, we have the shadows, midtones, highlights. All right, like let's change the mid-tone first, make it more bluish. This side it will add some red color to it or magenta color. Then this is will go there, green color towards green or towards magenta, towards yellow. Okay, then shadow. Okay, then highlights. Alright, you can play with the different sliders and come up with the result of your own liking. So thank you so much for watching, and if you like, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share my channel. Thank you so much.